Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. It's your girl Ari, and today I wanted to show you guys how I make my pre-mades. If you don't know, I sell homes on Second Life. You can go shop them on my marketplace at Shyft. Pretty much all you do is you decorate a home, you pick it up, and when somebody purchases, you go and res it for them. It's as simple as that. But I'm gonna go into a little bit more details about how I do that. So let's get into it. This is a pre-made that I wanted to drop and release for y'all, but it has way too many issues, so I won't be able to. So instead, I think I'll just show you guys a proper tour of it. Let's go. So with this skybox, I really liked it because it came with like this little entry hallway, and as you can tell, I got like this landing spot here, but you could probably connect it to this elevator that I added. I don't know why I added it, but I thought it was cool, so it looks good. A gold elevator, like hell yeah. But I named it Spring in New York because it's very bright, very beautiful, very girly, and we living in New York, as you can see through the windows. So you go inside, and this was the entryway. Like, it kind of, I don't really know. I think honestly, I don't really know the theme that I was going for. Like I said, I was just thinking spring. I was thinking pink. And when I got to this front entryway, because I did this like last, basically, because eventually halfway through the house I just stopped decorating as like if it was a pre-made and just started decorating for myself, just because I realized that I wasn't going to sell it. But yeah, this is like the little entryway that I got going on. I feel like it's just, I don't know, I don't like it. I hate how it looks. It just doesn't give, but it'll do for now. It'll do. This little thing is not supposed to even look like this. I wanted it to be more so triangular, but you know, so I could cut it off right there at the stairs. And I didn't want the entire like staircase to be gone. If I turned it the other way and it was just square, then you wouldn't be able to see the staircase right there. It would be just closed off. But I like the open concept of the staircase. But this was supposed to be like a little seating area. I don't know, guys. I just be doing stuff. Like, I never actually have a cohesive idea, if that's the word I should be using. I don't have that. I just kind of think this is cute, so I'm gonna put it here. You know, I don't think like, oh, should this go here? But you go down this little hallway and you are in the living space. I love this space. I was inspired by my friend IBN. You should follow him here on YouTube. I don't know if he'll ever make any YouTube videos. You should just go harass him. But I had to, well, not I had to, but I was inspired by something that he sent me, a photo of like Lil Uzi, and it was like flowers and stuff, and I had helped him with his home, and it turned out really, really beautiful. And I was like, wait, I need this. I need to make a pre-made like this. I don't want to steal your flow, but this is really cute. So I came back here, and lo and behold, this is what I came up with. It kind of went overboard because it don't look like this at his house. It's more, you know, manly and cool, but mine is more very girly girl and colorful. But you know, it still looks cute. You know, we had to go with the galore, okay? And it really suits the vibe, even though this is a white woman and I'm not necessarily a white woman. I could get away with being like, oh yeah, this is my character, because as you can tell, we in our blonde era right now, and we in our light skin era. Like, I love me a good dark skin Abby, but I found this skin and I was like, wait, this is tea, so I'm gonna use it. But yeah, it could match. You could be like, yeah, this could be you, right? I don't know. Now, some of the stuff I wasn't intentionally putting here to be a part of the house, like these games and stuff. I was just here with my sister last night and we were playing Connect 4. But let me walk around and give you the tour in its wholeness. This is like a little dining area table. Thought it would be cute to make it look like, okay, like I'm young and turned. I'm in my 20s. I got me a laptop. This is where I be sitting at to edit my videos, or this is where I be sitting at to talk shit on Twitter. I don't know. Just a lot of random little items around over here in this little seating. I did this in my other house, the most recent house that I released, and I had to do it again over here because I was like, this is so cute. I love this chair, and I love it in mustard, like this mustardy yellow color. I can change it to any color I want. That's the cool thing about it. I bought it in white, so I could change it to whatever color I want to change it to. That's just like a little hack that I like to do. I don't think that's like a hack. I feel like a lot of people do that, but instead of buying it in each color, just buy it in white and change it to whatever color you want to change it to. But yeah, this is the living room, nothing too crazy. I wanted to put more paintings on the wall. That didn't happen. Like I said, I quit halfway through, so it's fine. um Here's the kitchen. You know, we had to get the margarita tower. Love that. And you know, I had to have my Taylor Port, bruh. Like, Taylor Port is one of my favorite drinks. I don't drink it as much anymore, but when I first started like being legal and able to drink drinks, Taylor Port was my go-to. Okay, it did everything that it needed to do, so that's why I loved it so much. But now I'm kind of like a tequila kind of girl, a moonshine kind of girl, a little bit. That sound real ghetto, but I'm just being honest. And then I found this kitchen in my inventory from mad years ago, and I was like, why don't I ever use this? It's actually a really cute kitchen, and you can change like the colors of it to whatever you want it to be, which I think I want to change the whiteness of the cabinets to be more tan, because it just kind of looks better with like a tannish brown, since there's like a wood theme kind of going on in this house a little bit, a mix of wood and then just like all of these panels that I had to add to this house. All right, going upstairs to the loft part, I had to build a bathroom because I was thinking that this could just be like a nice little one, like a loft apartment for a one person to live in if they wanted to. And I wanted to make it realistic, so I just was like, okay, let me put a bathroom in here so at least they have somewhere to shower and, you know, take a shit if they need to do that. Look at this little vanity. Like, I used this frame from downstairs from one of the pictures from Galore from downstairs, and I just put a mirror in it, and I even put this little TV in it. It changes to like Netflix or something. I think that came from a whole different mirror, but it's still super cute. I'm probably gonna have to find a way to use this in another pre-made because I really like this setup. I really do. Then just ignore that there are like two of the same neon signs on the walls. Okay, we don't gotta discuss it. But yeah, I added a little bathroom up here, and then here's like the bedroom part. So as you can tell, it does start to look kind of random and off theme with this pole and this fan. Okay, like I said, I was running into too many issues with this house, plus the fact that the house is non-copyable itself, and I never even thought to look into that until I was halfway done. That's when I realized, okay, I'm not gonna sell this, because one, I could only probably make one copy. I mean, I probably could just take up the decor separately and then redrop the house, because I can copy it by redropping, but it would just take way too much work because I alphaed out, or I made a lot of parts of the actual skybox invisible to make it look as beautiful as it looks now. So this is not the original flooring, and this is not the original wall. Obviously I'm using panels, and you know what I mean? So I still think that it's a really beautiful decorated. I think I decorated it beautifully. I love this little office setup going on right here. This, I definitely will use this again somehow, some way. Super cute. And yeah, that's basically this little skybox. It was gonna be called Spring in New York, named after Brent Faiyaz song Spring in New York, One for You. I don't know if y'all have heard it, but it's quite literally the best song of 2026 in my personal opinion, and we ain't even halfway through the year, so I'm banking on a real, like, I'm banking on that being the best song of the year. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into how to actually make a pre-made and how to pick it up and be able to res it for people. So first things first, when it comes to making a skybox is, or a house, a pre-made house or skybox, is finding a building. I can list a few stores below in the description box where you can find you a house or a skybox to decorate. But I do think I want to make a video out of that as well, where we can just go shopping. Where do I shop for my houses and skyboxes on Second Life? But yeah, you're gonna find a building, find a house, find an apartment, whatever, and you're gonna decorate it. So this is my wasteland apartment, and I decorated it. And what you want to make sure that you do is use items that are copyable. If you have an item and it says, like, when you try to take it, it doesn't allow you to take as a copy, you cannot use it, unfortunately. You want to make sure the item is copyable. So right click on your chair or whatever the item is and make sure that you can take as a copy. If you cannot take as a copy, do not use it. Okay, hi everybody. It's been like a week since I filmed the first half of this video and I just never got around to completing it. So as I mentioned before, the other house, it was just having way too many complications, and I feel like it was just a tad bit small. Like, a lot of people always wanting houses that are kind of large for space, which is totally understandable. And it was just way too many complications with that specific building. So I redecorated a whole nother building with the same decor. So by the time you see this video, you can go in the description box and go over to my marketplace and purchase it. But really quick, let me show y'all the tour of it, and then I'm going to show you how I pick it up and package it up and prepare for resin for other people's. But yeah, it's a much larger house. It's still like a 1-bedroom lofty kind of vibe. I'm pretty sure you could turn this into like maybe a 2-bedroom if you wanted to, but I didn't do all of that. So yeah, anyways, here's like the front entrance. I did turn it into a skybox, so that's why it's like closed off right here, but it's technically a house. So if you wanted it on the ground, I could just take that little door and elevator away, and it could just become a house on the ground for you if you wanted that. But yeah, it's pretty much the same decor, it's just rearranged differently. So this is the living room. Super cute, super cute. I love the views, and I have it on my daytime New York one. This is like my favorite environment to use from Ansu, but I also have like my nighttime one right below it that I can switch it out to. So I feel like I can give y'all those options if you want it in the daytime or the nighttime. I also have a few other ones as well, but it really just depends on the vibe you're going for. All right, here is the kitchen. Nothing too crazy. The theme was girly. It's very colorful, lots of pink and Hello Kitty and everything everywhere. So just keep that in mind. I kind of see this building or like this little loft house in the sky or whatever, or on the ground. I see it as like a headquarters, like a hangout spot for the girlies, or just if you wanted to live alone, you could live alone in here, or you could live with a roommate or a partner. I don't know, it's completely up to you, but I thought it was super fun, super cute. This is what is going on in the kitchen. I want to redecorate this house and like do a different theme, but for this theme I wanted it to still be colorful, pink, girly and stuff. So now on this balcony, y'all, I don't know. I don't know. I had a struggle. I don't know. I've never really struggled to figure out what to do with some spaces. I mean, I have struggled before, but for this one I was really struggling because I genuinely didn't know what to put out here. So you got some grown folks stuff out here. Got some grown folks stuff, like all this is grown folks stuff. So, you know, do with that as you will. And I put some card games just in case you wanted to have like a little game night with your friends or something. Boom, you got an icebreaker. You got would you rather, who is most likely to, you know what I mean? So this would be a pretty fun little chill thing to sit out here and do with your friends or a group of people if you know a group of people. I don't be knowing people, so and then there's a second exit out to the balcony, but it's kind of slim. It really does nothing out. Like you just kind of can walk around, and it's like blocked off by railing, so you can't even go, can't even be connected. But it's okay, it's all good, it's all good. This is all PBR, so it does look a little bit white and just no texture to it almost, but it's super nice. I put a piano. I was also inspired by my friend Ibian, because he had a piano in his home, and I was like, that's so cute. I'm totally stealing it. I'm sorry, like I have to. Thank you, Ibian. This is my favorite part of the whole house, the staircase. I don't know what it is about spiral staircases, but I'm in love. So you know, that's like the main reason I chose this building to begin with. But yeah, we just got a lot of random stuff everywhere. Got a little drawing desk, some artwork. Y'all don't know I love artwork. I even have artwork on my marketplace. Not a lot, but I want to make more soon just because I love art. I'm an art hoe. All right, and you know, I don't know what it is about like rising beds, is it, or like platform beds. I love doing like this little staircase effect where it's like you have to step up to your bedding. I think that is just so cool. It's so dope. I need to move this rug back just a tad bit. Just need to move it forward, not back. Yeah, I thought this was a vibe. I don't know. You can just be in bed watching TV. I feel like I would love this layout. It's kind of almost like canopy style, almost. I don't know, but I love it. I love this style when it comes to the bedding. And then when you go around the corner, you got you a little working desk area, of course. So this is definitely where my content creators, they be sitting here at the desk editing their videos or whatever they gotta edit. This is the perfect little spot. And then it's also a closet. So You already know I had to throw in a little bit of a closet up in here. It's kind of small. I was gonna put it in a different room, but I decided to just keep it over here so I could do something else with the other space. All right, going into this little space, it was just random, honestly. I was just thinking anything random. So I closed this little section off with a door and made it a bathroom. So it does kind of make sense, like, you know, somebody can live here if they needed to. Here's a little bathroom, you could take a shower so you don't be funky on this grid. I keep telling y'all, take a shower, because I be popping out to the parties and somebody be stinking. Make sure y'all showering. Make sure you're taking a shower. But instead of this being like a closet area, I kind of made it like a get ready with me situation over here. Like, this is just so cute to me. It reminds me of like a Hollywood inspired type of vanity kind of thing, and it's multiple chairs, so you and your friends could come here before a party, before work, before whatever, sit at the chairs, do your makeup, do your hair, do whatever. And I think that's just super cool. Yeah, sorry that this is not loading fully. I don't even have my graphics turned all the way up, but still really cute. You get the vibes, right? Had to throw some heels on the shelves. I love these heels right here. These butterfly ones, super cute. But yeah, that is pretty much the overall review of this house. Got giant dolls just sitting around. I don't know, sorry it's not fully loaded, but yeah, this is the house. So anyways, let's get into how to actually pick it up and have it prepared for resin when it comes to creating your pre-made. So first things first that I like to do is I like to create a folder, and I'm gonna name this Spring in New York. So I'm gonna create a new folder. I already had one created, I see, but I didn't do anything with it. And I'm gonna name it Spring in New York Pre-Made. All right, and what I like to do is go in and add a note card, which you just right click and add note card. Then I'm gonna put Spring in New York again. All right, so now you should have it at the top of your inventory if it's organized like that. But I'm also gonna copy this folder and paste it back into my inventory so I can have two of those folders, and you'll see why here. So one of them is gonna be the one that you copy to Marketplace, and one of them is gonna be your reser, so you can just keep up with where the reser is. But this one I'm gonna make the reser, and this one is the one I'm gonna put on Marketplace. So I'm gonna go into my note card, I'm gonna go to the properties, and I'm gonna make it non-transferable and non-modifiable. Boom, for the next owner, only copy. And what I like to do first is I'll res out a prim. So create a prim like this. You can recolor it to however you want to recolor it. I'm gonna just make it blank, and I'm gonna color it pink, because why not? Make it flat, but I'll make it flat and I'll stretch it out to the size of the actual house or skybox. I don't stretch it out to the surrounding unless it includes a surrounding, because some buildings come with their own surroundings. But since this one is removable, I only do it for the house. And if people wanted to put this on the ground, you know, this is the size that they would need. So I try to stretch it out to the exact size of the building. I will go into general and I'll just name it Spring in New York Demo. So this is how you make a demo. And then I'll also change the modification settings as well. So no modify, no transfer, just copy only. And then I'll right click, take it as a copy, and it'll be right there at the top of your inventory in your object section. I'll go to the recent, and then I'll go to objects, and I will move this to New York Pre-Made, the one that we're gonna paste to Marketplace. Now for the note card, I'm gonna use a template from one of my other pre-mades. So in your note card, the one that you created for Marketplace, this is where you're gonna put all your details, like maybe how many prims the house is, possibly the sizing of land that you recommend they purchase, or you know, all the details. That's basically what I do, and I'll just copy and paste my other templates, and I just switch out the name of the actual home. So this one is from my Wasteland home. Instead of that, I'm just gonna paste that, and it'll be for the Spring in New York. I'll save it, and boom, now we're good to go. So when you open up this note card, it'll have all the information. I usually will put the size and stuff in here just for a reminder, but I also have put it in the description on Marketplace, which we'll go see in just a moment. So how do you put this on Marketplace? This is not your actual pre-made. This is the one that you just put on Marketplace for the information for people to purchase. So what you'll do is right click on it and you're gonna do copy to Marketplace listings. This little thing is gonna pop up. You're gonna scroll down. If you're new to this, it'll be probably just one thing on here, but for me, I've listed a lot of things, so I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna scroll down and find Spring in New York Premade, which is this one. Right click it and I'm gonna create a listing. So now it should be available on my Marketplace, and then I'll just close this out. Now for the actual picking up the house part, it's very simple. I always recommend that you decorate in the sky for this, or like for any pre-made, just so it's much easier to pick up your pre-made. So I'll move these. I like to turn up my graphics, so let's do that. I'm gonna turn up objects all the way, and I'll turn up the draw distance. You got to be careful with this because it might cause you to lag a lot, but it'll be fine. I like to turn it up so I can make sure I'm seeing everything no matter how far away I am. But I like to kind of get as close as possible for it to fit in frame of my screen. Like, as you can see, I'm as close as I possibly can get, because if I go any closer, then it goes off screen or whatever. But yeah, and then I'll go at like an angle so I can make sure I can see everything. And then you just kind of drag across your screen and hope to pick up everything. Okay, now I do this a couple of times. Let me turn off the reshade so y'all can kind of see it. I hate this game without reshade. I hate any game without reshade. Oh no, I have something copyable in here. What? Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I don't got nothing copyable. I don't have anything copyable in here. Okay, y'all, I finally found what it was. It was an engine that I had hidden in the bed for y'all. Guess I can't use it, so I'll probably just drop it one by one for if people wanted the engine. But all right, let's do this again and basically just highlight over the entire house or skybox. All right, I feel like I got everything, but just to make sure, I will go in the build tools and I'll go to the more info section under where it says like the land impact and the objects that are selected. And it says about 1,561 prims I'm taking. Now, this doesn't guarantee that I picked everything up, and I think the easiest way to know if you did pick everything up is to make sure you're decorating on an empty land where there's nothing but your pre-made that you're creating. The easiest way to see how many prims are being used on your land is you're going to go to the top where it says avatar or dragon. For me, it says dragon because I'm on Black Dragon. You're going to go to world, land options, and about land. Then you're gonna go over to objects and it's gonna show you how many prims you're using on your land. Now, I'm using multiple houses on this land. This is not the only house that is on this land, so it's gonna be a lot more prims for me than it will be for you if you're only using your actual pre-made on the land. There's no other decor or landscaping done. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna highlight and pick it up and we'll just go from there. So I would do this a couple of times, and if it never changes, I have like an assumption that I'm picking everything up. And so this hasn't changed the last 2 times that I've highlighted over it. It's been 1,561 prims. So I will right click and I'm gonna take it as a copy. If you're on Firestorm or on a newer version of Black Dragon, I believe it says something about taking it as a copy, but it doesn't say it like how it says for me, where it's just take or take as a copy. But you don't want to just take it. You want to take it as a copy, press that, and hope for the best. Only the realists know about this album, okay? Okay, so once you've taken it up, it'll be right here in your objects folder as well. So you can just click off and it won't be highlighted anymore. So what I like to do after that is I will res the demo and I will go to a different place on my land. I'll probably go to the ground. Actually, let's just go to the ground instead of doing all that. All right, now that I'm on the ground, this is like my little testing space. I like to test my houses, skyboxes, everything on the ground. That's why I say just decorate or have a land specifically for creating your pre-mades or decorating and everything, because you want it to be kind of like an empty land. So I will res the demo just so I can make sure it fits. Obviously it fits. This is a 1/4 of a land, and I'm gonna res it in the sky just a little bit so it doesn't crush me. And you're gonna res what just came up. It'll look like this. It'll look like a little crate. This is what I like to call the testing res. So once you pick everything up, like how you just did, you took it as a copy, come down to the ground and test it to make sure it picked up everything that you wanted it to pick up, like all the decor inside of the house, anything. If it's like a landscaped house, I know some people like to link their things together so you know that everything is picked up, because all you have to do is just pick it up in one go. But I like to give people modification rights, so if they want to change anything around or they want to return any furniture or pieces and everything, I don't have everything linked. So yeah, but we're gonna let this res out and we're gonna test it to make sure everything was inside, and then we'll go over to Marketplace so I can show you guys how I set that up, and then this tutorial will be complete. Y'all, I got new neighbors. They low-key went crazy with this landscaping. It looks like it's a sorority. Yeah, this is definitely a sorority. It's cute though. I mean, let me get out y'all business. Whoever owns this sorority, y'all laying cute, period. All right, y'all, it is finally finished rezzing. It took a minute. It didn't take too long, maybe about 3 or 4 minutes to res. Sometimes if it's a bigger house and it's a lot of decorations inside, it's gonna take a minute. It might take anywhere between 3 to 10 minutes in my personal opinion. Just depending on the house and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll do like a little walkthrough or a cam through just to make sure everything made it. And if some things didn't make it, depending on what it is, I'm gonna just let it slide and I'm just gonna not even try to replace it. I'm not gonna lie to you, because having to re-pick up everything all over again multiple times can get a little bit frustrating and tiring. But so far it looks like everything has been picked up properly. It's not loaded fully because my graphics are kind of low. Okay, yeah, everything looks about how it's supposed to look. All my clutter got taken up. Yes, that's my favorite part, because sometimes clutter, like small things, will get lost when you're picking something up. That's why I like to link my clutter together. So like the shoes and everything that I got going up here, had to link them, because sometimes they might get lost and they might not get taken up with the rest of the house and everything. Bathroom looks decent. Okay, cool. Now that we know everything got picked up with this, so now that we know everything is in the house, we tested it out, we can move this. I probably would just copy it, but you can also just move it to the Reser folder, not the one that you pasted to Marketplace. We can close that one out now, but I like to paste it into the Reser. So now when it's time to go rest for somebody, you can type up the name of the skybox or the house and it'll be right here. You can also copy the demo prem as well into that folder if you wanted to. I'm gonna do that right now. So now in your Reser folder, you have the demo sizer. So when you go to people's house and you just need to put it down, boom, you can res this down and then res your house or skybox on top. Especially if you want to put it into place on the ground, you can place it. They can put it wherever they want it, and then you could just res the house into place. All right, now let's head over to Marketplace. All right, so on Marketplace, if you haven't already started your store, it's pretty simple. I think all you have to do is go to your name at the top, go to Marketplace, and go to Merchant Home. I don't know how to go back into how it was when I first started. I think this is just how it looks. You'll just go to store setup and set up your store, like your name and what you wanted to say, the pictures and everything. I highly need to update this. This is so old, like a couple years old, and I really need to update it. So yeah, but this is basically how you get your store set up. I'm gonna go over to inventory, and this is your it's like the back rooms of Second Life. This is where all of your pre-mades and everything that you list will end up at, but it'll be right here under inventory. You can just click on manage listings, or this is the most recent that I just uploaded, Spring in New York Premade, and I'll go to actions and I'll go to edit, and this is where I put all the information at. So the house or that skybox was 1561 prims. So I'll type that out before I start typing the rest of the stuff out. But this, you'll get a prim for the housing, you'll get a note card, and yeah. I'm gonna name this Spring. That's just the SKU. This is so it's easier to find. But this is the actual title name right here, Spring in New York Premade. And this one is gonna be 7,000 lindens, because the balcony alone is over $10,000. Like, hold on, y'all. Like, let's be a little serious here. This balcony right here, this this 3,000, this 4,000, this like 2,000, this like y'all don't understand. The furniture is expensive, so you'd better be happy somebody makes pre-mades and doesn't overcharge too crazy, because this balcony alone is very expensive. So you can only imagine how much everything else in this house is. This piano setup right here, this piano and harp setup situation, 4,000 plus lindens. Okay, it ain't cheap, so bear with me if you see something that might seem a little pricey, but I think $7,000 is fair. Anyways, that's the price that I'm gonna put. You're also gonna choose a category. So for me, I'll just type in house, search the categories, and it'll be like a single family house. So building and other structures, residential structures, and single family house. And then here is where you're gonna upload your pictures. I have yet to take any pictures, so I haven't been able to upload or do anything yet, but by the time you see this video, all of this stuff will be fixed and figured out. But yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And once you got this whole little section filled out, you can go through and click on what it is that I'm gonna put mine to be modifiable. I feel like I'm just all over the place, y'all. I don't really even know how to do a tutorial on this, because it's just like, okay, this is what you do. Like, it's not really anything crazy or hard to do. You just kind of upload a note card and a prim for people to purchase, and then when they get it, they're gonna send you a note card, or they'll send you a message on Instagram where they include their landmark link and their information to let you know that they purchased it, and then you just go to their land and you res the house for them. It's pretty simple. All right, so for example, this is what my 247 West Lane pre-made house back rooms looks like. Very simple. I just put a random SKU, and it's general. It's active right now. That just means that it's live on Marketplace. It is a mesh. I could change it to just 100% mesh or a partial mesh. I don't know, because it's not clothing or it's not a head. It's a pre-made home, so it doesn't really matter. I have the permissions at copy and modify, because if you want edit rights, then they'll be able to modify it and do whatever. Automatic redelivery, sure, even though it's nothing in the actual folder that you'll get except for the demo prim sizer and the note card that tells you the information about the home. Yeah, I put a name. This is what it includes in that folder. This is the prim count, and what I would like to do here is I'll just copy and paste this from each one and then just switch up the numbers, if that makes sense. So for this home, the Spring in New York home, you don't need to have a 1/4 of a sim. You could have anything from the side. I'm gonna just do like the basic size of this. Is usually my recommended for the smaller apartments and skyboxes is about 4,256 square meters or more of space. And then I'll also put with the minimum of however many prims. So since this house is only 1,500 prims, I'm gonna recommend about 2,000 prims, just in case. You know, some people like to play around with the houses and everything. Some people like to play around with the decor and everything. So if you wanted to add your own things, or you wanted to decorate for an occasion or something, you'll have a lot of like prims left over, rather than just having the exact amount of prims. Plus, I don't think there's a land on the game that has exactly 1,561 prims. I don't know if there is. Like, interesting. But yeah, you just kind of fill in your description how you want it to be. If you really need an example, feel free to come look at my marketplace and you can see. This is what I will usually put here for people to be able to contact me, to send me a note card or a message on Instagram. It'll always be the same pretty much. And yeah, I need to know your confirmation number. I need your landmark link, or I won't be able to come and res the home. Understand that you will not get your home immediately. It doesn't just automatically deliver, because I am using furniture from other creators, which is owned by me, yeah, but I can't transfer it to you, if that makes sense. You would have to purchase every single piece of furniture yourself if you wanted to own it 100% yourself. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty quick with it. For me, I'm usually always resing like immediately after somebody purchases. I get a email on my phone, so I know when people purchase, and I'll, like, if they haven't reached out, maybe after like 10-15 minutes, then I'll reach out myself and be like, hey, feel free to send me your landmark whenever you're ready. But yeah, that is pretty much the setup for creating a pre-made, y'all. Like it's really that simple. And then, you know, when somebody buys it, boom, you go to your inventory, you search up the reser, you go to their land, and then they be like, all right, yeah, drop this for me. You drop the prim, you move it in the sky, or you do whatever you want to do with it. If they wanted it on the ground or whatever, if it's a house, you move it into position, and then you just drag and res it, and then that's it. That's all. And I know a lot of people also ask me about these environments. Y'all, I've bought a couple of different onto skyboxes over my period of being on Second Life, and at one point I was kind of a blogger for them, sort of, kind of. I don't know. I still shop from onto. I love them, okay? And basically what I'll do is just take one of their skyboxes and unlink it, but I'll only link back together the surroundings that they have, and then I'll just take it as a copy, and this is what I use, because like their surroundings, their environments are so much better than just using like a prim and putting a texture on it. I mean, you can do that, but this one has a little bit of more like of a curve, so it's not all the way square, and I don't know, it just looks a lot better. They got high quality environments, so if you own any Ansu skyboxes, this is perfect for you. But yeah, you guys, I really hope this was a helpful video. If not, and you still have questions, feel free to comment them down below. I will answer them as best as I possibly can, or if I need to make a separate video for your questions, I'll do my best. If there's no other questions, y'all, wait, look at the fit though real quick, because I really worked hard on this Abby yesterday. I did some updates, gave her some dimple piercings because I saw it on a model's ad, and I was like, yeah, I have no personality. I need those dimple piercings. Like, I had everything else but the dimple piercings. I don't know, every time I just looked at dimple piercings, it reminded me of early 2000s IMVU, like 2012 2011 IMVU. Please tell me y'all know what I'm talking about, like the era where Obey was a thing. Do y'all remember Obey? Oh my gosh, Obey and Supreme ran IMVU ran Obey, okay? But yeah, super cute. I love my Abby right now. Like, she's just the cutest thing, and I'm loving this blonde hair era. So yeah, anyways, let me know if the video was helpful. Feel free to give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.